Hi Zach, so great to be meeting you on via Zoom. Thank you for joining me. For those who are watching who don't know, I'm Asher and I'm one of the organisers of Portals Festival, and Zach here, of course, plays for our Sunday night headliners. If These Trees Could Talk, how are you doing, Zach?
Good. How are you doing, boss? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, really good, thank you. Super excited to finally have you play and to come over for Portals Festival this year. Um, I'm sure many other people, I speak on behalf of not just the rest of our team, but I think a lot of other people here in the UK that they're very excited to finally see you play live. First question really is, you've been a band for quite a while now. How come you've never managed to make it over here before?
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been over to Europe. The last time we went to Europe, we just had some time constraints. We couldn't make it over there, unfortunately. We planned to, but things got messed up, so we just stayed in mainland Europe and whatnot. But yeah, we don't get out too much, man. We don't really get out of the country that much, so it's hard for us to make it over there. But we're real excited to come this time for sure.
Well, I know it's going to be a really special night for everyone. You guys went on hiatus around 2016, I think. What was it that kind of made you decide to start making music again? Was that did that just happen to coincide with you reissuing older albums? Was that the catalyst? Was there something else?
Yeah, really just having the time to do it again. We've been doing it for a minute. I don't want to say we got burnt out, but I think all bands kind of hit a rut at some point. But yeah, in 2016, Bones of a Dying World came out, and we did some US support at the end of 2016. And then I believe 2021 and 22 is when the reissues started coming out. So it was nice for Metal Blade to get all our stuff out there again. And then the EP, of course, got reissued. Having time to do it again, the pandemic kind of screwed things up for everybody and weren't sure if what was going to happen. We tried to start recording stuff right around that time and everything got shut down. So, yeah, everything just kind of timed out now, trying to get the new single out so that there's something new when we come around. Just by chance, we kind of starting it up again.
Well, I'm glad we were the lucky ones that got, one of the first shows back. Tell me a bit more about the band's kind of influences. When you formed the band, and now obviously you're writing again. Anyone that's cropped up maybe more recently, as well as the sort of formative influences for the band.
I'm just speaking for myself. All of us guys have kind of different backgrounds of what we listen to. There's three of us that are a little more metal than the others, and like Tool and Deftones were a big influence on us, just timing wise, and just the whole sound of Tool, the way they use their effects, the sound of the drums, all that atmospheric stuff, really showed us some cool new stuff to do. And when we were coming out, Mogwai was a really big influence on me, seeing that they could go around without a singer and pack clubs and have this cool vibe and scene. And so we were lucky enough to hop on that right after we saw them play.
And then, I guess tell me a bit more about how you write songs in the band. What's that process like? Do you work quite remotely? Do you always just get together in the same room? What does that look like?
We're a kind of band that we don't really write as a group. A lot of the writing comes from my brother Cody and I. He's the lead guitar player, and I play guitar, drums, and bass and stuff. So we're always just working on riffs, kind of on our own. We have our own little recording setups, and we get together. We kind of show each other what we've been working on. It's nice for me because I can come up with some rhythm stuff and bass and lay the drums down. And then when Cody comes in, he just adds his little sprinkle of awesomeness to it, and it changes it completely. So yeah, ever since the beginning of the band, it's kind of just been uh, single writing sessions. It's hard with that many guitars and the kind of style of music we play to sit as a whole and really make something come out. It's usually just a little too chaotic.
So it's quite a concise sort of writing process, would you say?
Yeah, definitely. The elements of the band, not that we have to stay in a certain lane, but there's, with the three guitars, it's like one's doing rhythm, one's doing um, some help for that rhythm, almost like a string section, and then there's a lead section. So when I write, I kind of just make sure we're getting all those elements, and by the time there's three guitars in there, it's usually about wrapped up because anymore it gets a little too muddy, a little too much going on.
Well, you mentioned things obviously getting a bit much in the pandemic and all sorts of different things, and how now you've got time, a bit more time to dedicate to the band. How do you manage to balance that with the band and everything else that you might have going on in your lives?
Yeah, it's tough. It was a lot easier in the early days when we weren't married and have kids, but we have kids. We're like 40 years old now. It's we got to work, we got to pay our bills. So obviously, family comes first and work, so that we can have the time to do the music to kind of get us off of that grind. But for me personally, I've been changing. I kind of changed my career to this new career affords me the summers and a lot more time to work on music. Where before I was grinding so hard, I was just coming home and going to bed. I really didn't, music kind of fell away. Didn't have time to do it. Um, but yeah, with this new job, the summers are open. I have a lot more time to write, and that's why we're trying to get some stuff in here over the summer to kind of start it back up.
Amazing. Yeah, there are probably some people watching thinking that a band of your size who have been established for so long would have music as your main job, but I guess it's just the modern world. Doesn't work like that.
We're lucky that we do still have time to do it because for a while there it was rough, especially with young kids. You
Yeah.
want to be home as much as you can for them. You don't want to go hit the road and miss all that. So now that they're a little older, we have some time to spare. It is nice to have the band to kind of step away from all that and
Mm.
do something a little out of the ordinary. And it's awesome that our kids are finally old enough to come to shows and really see what their old dads are up to. They've always only heard about the war stories and stuff, so it's cool to bring them to shows. And my kids are coming to Portals. They're really excited to get out of the country and see what we do.
Just kind of going back to your sort of influences and things like that. Is there anything outside of the world of sort of post rock and post metal and things like that that we might be surprised that you might listen to, or any particular bands, maybe local bands or anything like that that you'd like to recommend to anyone watching?
Yeah, speaking for myself, I'm not sure about the other guys. I like good indie bands. I like heavy stuff. I like it all. I like electronic stuff. I try to stay out of the post rock world a little bit so that I don't feel like you're stealing sounds. You want to hear someone do a sound that you're like, oh, I can't, that they're doing that good. Like we just write our riffs the way we do and try not to compare ourselves too much to other people. But I like right now, Future Islands. I like really catchy, um, hooky stuff a lot. Viagra Boys has been a nice change of pace for me, with Idols, that kind of whole scene there. And there's a band called Palace that I really enjoy. They got really nice, clean guitars and good hooks and a good singer. And probably the one that would catch you off guard would be I love Elderbrook. I think Elderbrook is I don't know what it is that the simplicity of the music, the way they produce it, his voice, um, sometimes gives me post rock vibes uh, in a way, but and the way he kind of does all that on his own, it's pretty rad to me. I like that.
Nice. I'm not familiar with Elderbrook, so I have to check them out.
Yeah, it's he's just his electronic music. He's just a solo dude, and he does that whole DJ circuit, which I'm not. It takes a certain vibe for me to get into it, but for some reason he hooked me in, and every song I hear, I'm just like, yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Any particular bands at the festival? I don't know if you know many or any of the other bands playing. Any ones that you particularly stand out to you?
You know what? It was a band that was added to our date a little later, but Year of No Light when we first
Mm,
started. I was really into that band. They just the heaviness, the simplicity, the clean guitars, everything. Like, uh, I'm really excited to check those guys out. I've never seen them before. They don't
mm.
really come around here too much, but yeah, Year of No Lights, one of my all time favorites.
Yeah, we thought that would work quite well with you guys. I think they have that same ability to go from really light
Yep,
to really, really dark and heavy, and
yep.
that kind of dynamic range and the sort of the different emotions between that. I know some people have been asking online if there's any kind of shows planned in mainland Europe. Any kind of plans for anything like that?
No, we tried to make some stuff work, but we have a festival over here we're doing at the end of the summer, uh Post Fest in Indianapolis, and that's kind of like going to be our probably last show of the time for going back to work and stuff. My job's kind of based on school schedules, so school starts up then, and it's really hard to call off for too long. But hopefully next summer, if we plan to do something, we'll hit it a little harder. This was kind of all not, I don't want to say last minute, but as you said before, Portals Fest kind of got us on our toes again. We're like, yeah, we should do this, and um, wish there was more of a plan of attack there. But yeah, not as of right now.
Anything kind of special or anything like that planned for the performance at Portals Festival? What can we expect?
You know what? We're just a straight up rock band, man. We don't really do any too many special gimmicks. We don't. The lights are what they are. We have, like, I think we're playing an hour and a half, so we're gonna be playing songs from every album. It's and our songs are long. They're like 8 minutes long, so we're trying to pummel through that. Besides, we're doing a poster for the show and some merch that's going to be Portals Fest specific. So that's kind of
Yeah.
cool for us. And I was thinking maybe plant a seed in some dirt and all sit Indian style and watch the tree grow very slowly. No, I'm just kidding. That's a terrible joke. But yeah, no, we're just gonna get up there and rock, man.
Nice. Wow, it's going to be great. Talking of that, where does the name come from? I'm sure some people know, and some people are interested to find out.
Yeah, actually, it's something my grandfather that he passed away quite some time ago. He used to say it all the time. We'd go be in parks in Ohio. The trees they're huge, they're old. We got 300-year-old trees, and he would just walk around saying, he'd be like, if that tree could talk. And, as a kid, it sounded cool. You didn't really know what he was talking about, but yeah, smoke another one, Grandpa. No, I'm just kidding. He wasn't like that, but it always just stuck with me. I thought it was a good theme for a band. Incorporating nature and kind of a little homage to him. And yeah, so we just made it, if these trees
Nice.
could talk, and it's been that way
Well,
ever since.
couple of questions that came through from our Portal's Facebook group. One from Gareth, who comes to a lot of the Portal shows, and he asked, "Your house is on fire. What is the one pedal that you're going to grab on the way out?"
It probably would be different for all of us, but for me, it'd probably be the delay pedal. I love a delay pedal. It makes one
Which
person
one,
sound
though?
like they're. I'm a fan of the Boss Digidelay.
Yeah.
Just a simple, yep, just dial it in. Um, I think there's some verb on there too, but that would probably be pedal number two is the reverb. It's a hard choice between the two, but those are kind of main pedals I need if I want to make anything sound decent when I pick up a guitar.
And one more question for someone on the group who just said, "What's your favorite type of tree?" That's from Isaac.
Yeah, no, that's a tough one. We got a lot of different trees out here. The red maples are pretty sweet, um, especially in the fall. You know, they look like they're on fire. They're just when the blight comes through them, um, especially when they're contrasted against some yellow leaves. Yeah, I'd have to go with the red maple. I like me a maple tree.
Great. Okay. Well, I think that's kind of the main questions I want to run through with you today. As I said from the start, super excited to have you play. I know it's going to be a really special night, and I know a lot of people have bought tickets, particularly for your day, who are really excited to check you out. And we've had comments on social media saying stuff like, it's a band that I've had on my bucket list to see before I die for 15 odd years. So it's gonna be amazing. Any other kind of final thoughts you wanted, or any other messages to the Portals audience ahead of the gig?
Yeah, no, we're just really excited to show up. Nervous, excited. It's gonna be a fun time. A lot of cool bands. I'm interested to see a lot of meet a lot of people. We hang out. You know, we're not too much of like the backstage hiding band. So if you see us out front, come say hi. We're always milling around. And yeah, very excited. Very happy you guys invited us. We appreciate it.
Well, thanks so much for joining me today. Can't wait to see you properly and see you play live in just a few weeks.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Excited. Thank you.